Hello, welcome to our new podcast. Ang tawag namin dito, the News Team.
Yay! Finally, after so many preparation.
Okay. This is a freewheeling discussion. Back and forth kami dito. Pero ang gagawin namin, kukwento lang namin kung ano yung ABS-CBN News na dinaanan namin. But we have to introduce ourselves first.
Yeah.
And first and foremost is the person who was first in and last out of the newsroom.
Last woman standing.
Last woman standing. Si Jing Reyes. Si Jing
Siya may hawak ng door.
is on Zoom. She's on the TV, on the monitor. Kasi Jing is in California now. And she's joining us via Zoom. So, Jing, please go ahead.
Hello. So finally, we are giving in to the notion, the idea that we have to do a podcast.
Kala ko giving in to
I
the
am
demand.
Jing Reyes. And, I joined ABS-CBN after the EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986 when Henny Lopez came home and reopened the network. I was a production assistant. I lined up along with hundreds, maybe thousands of other applicants back then in Ben Press, in Ben Press building. So I was there when we screwed up our first newscast in the morning. I was there when we tried our hand at a serious primetime newscast called Balita Ngayon. And I was also there. I witnessed the development of TV Patrol. Matagal po akong naging production assistant, and I eventually became associate producer and writer, head writer, executive producer. I rose from the ranks, in other words. I also set up a news bureau in North America. And then in 2010, I came back home to lead the newsroom, the news division of ABS-CBN. And I did that for the next 12 years of my life until my retirement in 2022. So I spent 36 years in ABS-CBN, yeah. And there were times when I was tempted to leave and pursue other things. But every time I would think of that, something would happen. An opportunity would be available to me. I would get a break, or a crisis would come up. And basically, I just fell in love with the people I was working with. And so that's what happened. I aged out, in other words. Siguro kung hindi ako tumanda, nandun pa rin ako at ginagawa ko yung news, no? So that's my story in a nutshell. And now here I am, being a full-time mom, would you believe, and a first-time grandma.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, Jing, thank you. Si Danny Buenafe naman. Danny.
Of course, ako naman, matagal na rin ako sa industry. No? I joined ABS-CBN 1990 actually. Jing Magsaysay was the one who recruited me, actually.
Kasalanan ko si Danny Buenafe.
He was then chief of reporters, nung naniniwala pa mga Lopez kay Jing Magsaysay noon. Anyway, siya nung nag-recruit sa akin. I was with another channel, di ba? Chari, no? So I was part of IBC 13. For 10 years doon, I was a reporter. So I was reporter for almost 17 years. And then after that, pinahead ako ng news gathering sa ABS. And then, naging producer ng isang current affairs program. And then, eventually, katulad din ni Jing, and bigyan ako ng break to head the Europe and Middle East News Bureau. And I was away for almost 2 decades. Di ko nga napansin na ganun kabilis, no? It was all an opportunity to really do stories naman about the OFWs. So I had a good run, running those 2 dynamic regions, Europe and Middle East. And from there, I retired in 2018. When you reach 60 kasi sa ABS, you have to retire, mandatory. So I was 60. So when I came back, Jing Reyes naman, who was head of the news department, offered me to do radio. Sabi niya, iba naman to, captive audience to, na iba naman ang maano mo. So, sabi ko, why not? Para ma-explore ko naman ang radio. So, yun, nagpatuloy ako. Until now, actually, I'm doing radio. And somehow, at least, you're still connected. You remain relevant, di ba? Sa news, and then nakakausap mo pa rin yung mga somehow, yung mga people in the news. At yun, and then I'm really honored to be part of this podcast. Somehow, yun na nga, para malaman natin na iba talaga yung pinagdaanan natin na discipline when we were doing the news, di ba? Ibang-iba sa mga nag-evolve na social media from here on, di ba? Okay, that's my story.
Dami pa ibang kwento si Danny kasi...
Marami.
How many
akong
years
kwento.
did you spend in ABS-CBN, Danny? Total?
Bali, 29 years actually.
Wow.
Since until 2018.
Wow, 29 years.
Wow.
Jing, 36 years. Si Danny, 29 years. Chari, ikaw, ano kwento
Ako
mo?
pinakabata dito.
Ano yung story mo?
Okay na yun, thank you.
Magkaklase kami ni Jing Reyes sa UP. Tapos 86, nagka-revolution. Oo,
Kaklase ba kayo?
nagka-revolution, di ba?
Oo.
Pero bago pa mag-revolution, nag-D1 radyo ako.
Oh yeah.
Di ba? Pag may importanteng nangyari, nakareport agad. Kasama ko sila Ernie Baron, Jun Rica Frente. First time ko.
Channel
na mag-join
13 yun,
sa-
di ba?
Oo,
D1.
sa radyo. Tapos, IBC 13, nakita ko si Danny Buenafe, ando sa IBC 13, siya lang mag-isang reporter. So sabi ko, sige, sama ako dyan. IBC 13, Mendiola Massacre. Nangyari nung IBC 13 ako. Nakita ko ni Jing Mag tsaka ni Angelo kasi ang kinocover ko, military. And sabi niya, gusto mong tapatan ng GMA7 kasi parang magkakatawan kayo. Sabi ko, sure. So, sama ako sa ABS-CBN,
That was the break.
1988.
Oo.
Tapos, ang buwangga kawa-kawa. Di ba?
Yun.
Tapos, dire-diretso na hanggang 1997. Kasi, nakita ko naman, ang Reuters, paalis yung producer, si Angie Ramos. So, sabi sa akin, gusto mo ba maging journalist na medyo mundo ang makikita mo? So, I said, goodbye, ABS, punta ako Reuters, 1997. Tapos, nung 9 years din ako sa Reuters, covering Asia, covering Afghanistan, pumunta ako dyan. Pumunta naman, sabi naman ni Maria, no, nung 20, sama ka sa akin, balik kang ABS.
Maria Ressa.
Yes, Maria Ressa. Bumalik ako ABS-CBN noong 2004.
2004, so 7 years ka pa rin.
Umalis ako ng Reuters, balik akong ABS 2004. Tapos hanggang 2014, no, Jing? Si Jing Reyes nagsabi sa akin, "Siya, mag-retire ka na." Kasi sabi ko, Jing, gusto ko nang mag-retire din naman. Sabi ko, gusto ko nang magpayapang buhay. Sabi ko, gusto ko nang... Kasi nung naging regional, kasi nag-news ako, pero I established the regional network, Group News. I went to do this touristy project called Choose Philippines. Ang ganda ng Pilipinas. So parang na-enganyo ako mag-retire.
I remember.
Na sabi ko, gusto kong gantong buhay sa bukid. So 2014 yun, sabi ko, pabay muna ABS-CBN. Pero nag-freelance pa rin ako for foreign networks na who needs my help covering the Philippines at that time. Duterte, terrorism, whatever. I took on stringers jobs, ganyan ang tawag. So ganyan ang buhay ko. Consultant minsan, media consultant. I teach executives how to respond to crisis situations. Tapos I'm running a farm also now. And I have animals there na I consider my grandchildren.
So there was part of your time na you do a lot of travel, di ba? Parang gano'n sa mga domestic travel.
Dito pa lang, nung ABS-CBN reporter pa lang ako, pangalawang araw ko pa lang, kawa-kawa na agad eh. Sabi sa akin, mag-cover ka ng hostage taking doon. So, after that, military na ang kino-cover ko. So, I would do a lot of travels with the military. Pag may conflict, pag may disasters, ako yung papadala ninyo. Tapos, nakita ko Reuters, gusto ko mag-expand pa. Kasi nga, restless ako eh. So, nakita ko Reuters, sabi ko, wow, may chance ako mag-cover ng mga international news events. Na I did naman, thank God. Tapos sabi naman nila sa akin, bumalik ka sa Pilipinas. Tingnan mo ulit. And I don't regret every step that I've taken. It's given me a lot of lessons in life, and until now I am learning. Until now I'm learning.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thanks, Shari. My turn. Before ABS, I was already in broadcast. I started in radio in 1976.
Sabi ko na.
Radio. So I was
76, wow.
Diba?
So I was a DJ until in 1981 after around 8 radio stations. June Medina, who was then head of Broadcast City. In Broadcast City was IBC 13, RPN 9, and Channel 2. There were 3 TV and radio stations in that complex. I was doing the news at around 10 in the morning on FM, and I got a call. Sabi ko, who's this? Sabi niya, this is June Medina. June Medina was the boss of the entire Broadcast City.
RPN 9,
Sabi sa akin, go to Frankie Abao. Frankie Abao was the head of news, RPN News then.
Yes.
Sabi niya, Jing, go to Frankie Abao, tell him I sent you to audition for Newswatch, the final edition, which was being launched the following day.
Anong year na yun?
1981. So, nag-audition ako. And then the following day, I was taken in. The following day, I started the newscast at 11 in the evening with another anchor who was starting as a newscaster also.
Sino?
Lauren Legarda.
81? Oh,
1981. So Lauren and I started in the same newscast. Anyway, later on, I applied sa ABS-CBN in 1987 after the revolution. I called Angelo Castro and I said I wanted to join. So the following day, I went there. Nakakatawa nga kasi di ba yung pinto ng newsroom, isa lang na kahoy.
All newsroom.
Na nasa gilid lang. So, pagdating ko sa pinto, katok ako ng katok, wala nagbubukas. Sabi ko, ano ba to? Wala nagbubukas ng pinto. So, binuksan ko yung pinto. Pagbukas ko ng pinto, buong newsroom pala yun. So, kaya akong tanga, di ba? Katok ako ng katok. Anyway, I went in, I talked to Angelo and Manny Maog, who was then the HR of news. And I applied and I got accepted. I started as a reporter in 1988 also, was the start of the first Congress of the Philippines after the revolution.
Yeah.
The first Democratic Congress under Cory Aquino's administration, no? During her time, not under her administration. So yun ang unang beat ko. I became the Congress reporter for ABS-CBN News. Doon tayo nag-meet. Tayo ni Chari sa iba, sa field tayo nag-meet eh. So I became a reporter and then I became chief of reporters and then I became technical operations manager kasi sa akin na binigay yung mga satellite, yung pag-aral ng mga SNG, yung mga... We had a lot of firsts in ABS-CBN News. We were the ones who first used satellite to transmit news. And we're in the Philippines. Pero that's going to be for a later episode.
Yeah.
Lahat no first. And then I became an executive producer of, sabi ni Freddy Garcia, gumawa ka ng morning show. So I started alas 5:30.
Ganun ba?
Oo. On June...
It was Jing Mag who began that.
Yung early morning?
That historic morning show because I remember just to put it in context, before alas 5:30, walang ganong kaagang TV morning show.
Naging habit na eh. Regular habit na ngayon eh. Early morning eh.
When I was presenting it to Freddy Garcia, who was boss of ABS-CBN then, sabi ko, boss, 5:30 yung show natin. Sabi sa akin, ano? 5:30? May gising na ba noon? Sabi ko, sir, lahat gising na, kayo lang ang tulog. People who are preparing for school, yung mga naghahanda ng baon ng anak, yung mga papasok sa trabaho,
so,
na
ABS
nag-jeep
pala
lang.
ang trailblazer doon. Siya nauna sa ganong early morning na package.
Alas 5:30, 5:30. And then after that, in 1999, I launched, ANC, the ABS-CBN News Channel. Una, ayaw paggamit yung ABS-CBN News brand dahil baka hindi daw mag-work muna. Sabi ko, that's the strongest brand. What else? What other brand can we use? Pumayag naman sila, Freddie, to use ABS-CBN. So it became the ABS-CBN News Channel. And I stayed there as managing director till around 2003, I think. We launched it in 1999. In 2003, I came back to the main newsroom as part of the news management team. Naalala niyo yung news management team natin?
Yung committee.
Yung committee.
Ano yun? Yung si panahon na ni Dong Puno? Attorney Puno? Yun na ba? O before ni
I
Dong?
can't believe there was a time that the news division was run by a committee.
Yeah.
Diba? That was the most, I don't know, lame vision.
Kasi nobody wanted to head the news.
Nobody. Parang there was a time na nobody was parang inclined to head dahil kasi parang snake pit eh. Di ba parang feeling nila pag ikaw nag-head dyan, that will be leading to your downfall eh. Di ba parang ganoon eh, di ba? Parang ang daming natatakot dahil maraming very strong personality sa news eh, di ba?
Oo. Totoo yan.
Who can be, against you. Parang in the way you manage people.
So there, that was what I left ABS-CBN in 2005, and then I set up CNN Philippines in 2010. Then I left CNN Philippines in 2015. And now I have a small business making leather bags. It's
Yun
called
ang naging mo.
Life
Doon ka lang
leather.
kilala.
Leather by Jing Mag.
I'm a client.
Please buy my bags. I'm on Instagram.
Promote.
So, yun ang pinanggalingan namin lahat. Jing, Danny, Cherry, and Jing also. Jing Reyes with the G. Jing Magsaysay with the G.
Jing Mag
Yeah.
and Jing.
Jing Mag and Jing Reyes. Okay. Why are we doing this? Well, let's hear from everybody again. Jing, why are we doing this? Bakit tayo nagpo-podcast?
Honestly, I tried to resist doing anything related to, media exposure in the last couple of years. I do gigs here and there. Right now I am a part-time mentor to some organizations, One IFRA, Maynard Institute, but those are really more of a form of giving back and a way to help journalists become newsroom leaders, di ba? So sabi ko, okay na ako dyan, and at the same time, I wanted to really be a full-time mom, as I said earlier. But then, what inspired me to agree to do this was really the couple of times that I spoke before a group of students in the Philippines. No, so I spent the last 3 months there, and during that time, I met halos mahigit 500 estudyante kung saan-saan sa buong Pilipinas. It was a student congress, and when I saw them and I spoke to them, I couldn't believe that in this time of, so much division, when the news is not at its best, in the sense that people avoid watching the news or people have other sources of information, there were these kids who were serious about pursuing a career in journalism or communication. And when we talked about this, I was convinced that it's a good idea to share with, the public or whoever wants to listen to us what we know, what we've experienced, what we've learned over the years, and also to share with them the value of news, the importance of a free press and the importance of the news media and journalism in a society. Kasi ngayon, ang nakikita natin, napaka-polarized ng tao, kung saan-saan sila kumukuha ng balita nila at impormasyon, di ba? Ang daming nagsasabi, ayaw na nilang manood o magbasa o makinig ng balita. They get their news from social media apps like TikTok, where information is very short and
Hindi verified.
hindi verified, hindi naman. did not go through the usual
fact-checking.
rigors of journalism and the gatekeeping protocols. Lahat ay pwedeng magsabi na journalists sila because they have a smartphone, they can take videos, they can say anything, they can post information. But siguro sa maliit na paraan natin bilang matagal tayong nagtrabaho sa media at sineryoso naman natin ang ating responsibilidad, di ba? Naniniwala ako na merong lugar para sa ganitong podcast where we're not after preaching, okay? Let's make that clear. Hindi natin sinasabi na ito ang tama at ito lang ang tunay na dapat ninyong gawin, na dapat ninyong sundin if or when you pursue journalism or communication. Ang sinasabi lang natin ay gusto nating maibahagi yung nalalaman natin at yung karanasan natin para lang maging guide nila, no? And of course, we also want to promote truth-telling, truth-seeking and truth-telling because in this time of too much polarization, in this time of intolerance and echo chambers, kailangan manatili yung kagustuhan ng mga tao, ng publiko na malaman kung ano ang totoo. Kasi yun ang constant, no? Marami ang maririnig nating information pero hindi lahat yan ay nakabase sa katotohanan. Kaya yun ang aking rason. That's my reason for doing this.
Thank you, Jing. Danny, ikaw, ba't natin ginagawa ito?
Maganda yung point kasi ni Jing, no? Yung how do we get to this point na polarized na tayo lahat dahil marami talaga ngayon with the advent of social media at saka yung advanced technology, maraming operators na ginagamit talaga yung disinformation to advance their own cause. Di ba? Yung kanilang political cause. Yun yung nagdi-divide sa atin at marami yung nagsishare. Lalo na kung ako, gusto ko itong manalong kandidato, ito ipopromote ko kahit na alam kong hindi totoo yung balita. Kaya tayo at least, kaya ako na-convinced din sumama rito dahil ako feeling ko, parang somehow meron naman tayo sigurong parang naipakita naman. Kasi kahit ako, I will share nga na talagang wala pang fax machine eh. Nandiyan na tayo di ba? How do we get the news? Pareho lang naman how do we get the news di ba? Pero the problem is how yung accountability, yun yung wala ngayon Ngayon, di ba, yung responsibility na bakit ko ginagawa ito dahil meron akong fact-checking, meron akong, di ba, kahit somehow, di ba, bibigay mo sa editor mo, ito istorya ko, and somehow, chinecheck yan, dinodouble check yung sources mo. Ngayon kasi wala, any vlogger can do any story he wants, and then tingin niya, kasi ito, nag-a-advance sa political cause ko, yun na ipopromote ko. Diba? Yun na i-share ko. Ang dami nating mga ganung istorya na nakikita na yun pa ang maraming nagla-like. Diba? Na feeling natin hindi dapat. Kaya tayo nandito somehow para to balance diba? Yung how the story should be evolving. Diba? Yung tama na story. At least I'm glad nga na kahit papano may mga responsible journalists pa rin nakikita ko nababalance of yung mga nilalabas din nila sa mga social media. Pero ibig sabihin, yung ganito na podcast, kahit papano, tayo na mga na talaga nagsimula din sa old school, when we do stories dati, di ba, we just, first paragraph, the president said, mga ganun pa mga istorya natin, no? Di ba, dinidictate lang natin. Oo, di ba? Pero at least, kahit papano, di ba, we were accurate in doing the stories, di ba, yung reports, may fact-checking, yun yung importante kasi nawawala na yung ganun na somehow na yung responsibility na kaya gusto ko somehow marami akong mga kaibigan o kasama sa industriya na naniniwala pa rin na at least ipagpatuloy natin, itaguyod natin yung talagang the way stories o news stories should be conveyed to the public, di ba?
Thanks, Danny. Ikaw, Charlie. Why are we doing this?
Gusto ko lang makipagkwentuhan sa inyo.
Best reason ever.
Kasi ang dami nating pinagdaanan, di ba? Ang dami nating naranasan. And I'm sure marami tayong lessons na diderive sa ating mga dinaanan. Na Gusto ko sana ma-share yung mga lessons na yon. Kunyari, pumutok ang Mount Pinatubo, andun tayo. Ano yung mga lessons na na-derive natin? Kasi mukhang marami pang bulkan na puputok.
Oo.
So,
Tama.
ano ginawa natin para masalba ang mga buhay natin? How did we survive that event? And how did we impart
How did we inform the public, di ba?
the stories, di ba? Ano yung importante doon? And always, gusto ko kasi, ang storya parati tungkol sa tao. Okay, may pagsabog, pero anong impact nito sa tao? So, ganun ako talaga na, okay, si Chari nagretiro na. Anong impact nito sa tao? Anong impact ko sa ibang
Ba,
tao?
marami.
Kunyari, pumunta ako sa bukid.
Oo.
Nakikausap ko doon yung talaga pag sinasabi mong poorest of the poor, kapitbahay ko. Andun ako sa bundok Sila yung mga CARP recipients ng mga lupa doon. Tinatanong ko, ano bang kahalagahan ng balita sa inyo? Mahirap, no? Hindi naman nila naiintindihan. So ang sharing ko sa kanila, probably, yung mga dinaanan ko, values, mga mapipick up nila, paano ako makipag-deal with people, paano ako bakit ko nakakausap maliit, malaki, importante ang buhay. Presidente hanggang sa pinakamaliit na tao, paano ka makipagkapwa-tao? Yun ang dinaanan ko, yun ang lesson learned ko from my job as a journalist then, and now, in this whole wild world of social media, I'm but a small voice, and I know, dati kasi ang impact natin ang lawak Ngayon, maliit yung footprint natin sa buong social media, ang liit. So siguro, ang lesson din sa akin ngayon, with little seeds that I plant, probably, I will still get that larger impact that we used to do. And this is just planting those seeds again to me, sharing my stories with all of you.
How profound.
Yeah.
Profound naman.
Di ba? Iba nagagawa ng bundok.
Oo. Totoo yan.
Yung discerning ba, mas maganda?
Kasi ikaw lang kausap mo lang sarili
May
mo.
bago sumali. Partner.
Oo.
Hi, Henry.
Hi, Henry.
Oh,
We're joined by Henry Umaga Diaz. Can you hear? Henry, dinig mo ba kami?
Yep. Kamusta kayo?
Okay. Okay naman. Okay. Si Henry is in Canada. Henry, you have the floor. Please introduce yourself. Kailan ka nag-umpisa sa ABS-CBN? Anong role sa mga ginawa mo at gaano ka katagal sa ABS at kailan ka umalis? At anong ginagawa mo ngayon? Henry is in Canada. Jing Reyes is in California. Tignan mo naman. Ha? Henry, go ahead.
Yeah. Bisa natin sa anong ginagawa ko ngayon. Busy ako ngayon. Nagsusundo sa umaga, naghahatid sa hapon.
Lolo duties.
Nagluluto. I joined ABS-CBN 1991. Una sa radyo, as Radio Patrol. After 3 years, ikaw yun, Jing Ikaw ang nag-recruit sa akin.
Yung pala, pareho.
Radio to...
Veritas.
After nung coverage natin ng Bayon.
Tama, 1993.
1993. So, nakatawid, lumipat ng TV, nag-umpisa sa police report. Pagkatapos in 1995 o 1996, nag-form ng Special Reports Group, ang ABS-CBN News. Ako napunta ron, kami ni Pia. From then on, investigative, hanggang sa nung tumakbo si Kabayan, nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na makapag-TV patrol as an anchor. After 3 years, nilipat sa weekend patrol. Pagkatapos, Bandila, and later on, nakabalik ulit sa TV patrol. At recently, just last year, August, nag-decide kasi nandito na yung family ko. So, ayun, dito na ulit ako.
Bakit natin ginagawa to, Henry? Ano sa thinking mo? Why do you want to do this?
Sa tingin ko, kailangan Una-una, sa mga pangyayari sa atin, dahil napakaraming fake news, nagkalat ng fake news, at sa mga naging karanasan natin sa paghalukay ng mga balita at pag-cover ng mga balita. Siguro malaki rin ang may tutulong nun, hindi lamang sa kapwa natin na mga newsman, kung hindi maging sa mga nakikinig na rin sa mga tao kung papaano discern kung ano talaga ang dapat o proseso, kung ano mga dapat paniwalaan o hindi sa pamamagitan ng pakikinig sa mga karanasan. Dating mga o matagal na may karanasan sa pagbabalita.
Magkukay ka na lang sa farm ko, halika.
Buti nakahabol ka, Henry. We're very grateful na nakahabol ka dahil para sa amin, para sa ating lahat. I know I speak for everyone when I say napakahalaga nitong ginagawa natin. Lahat naman kayo sinabi niyo, no? For me, mahalaga yung ginagawa natin kasi nung panahon natin, yung truth, kasi you cannot equate news with the truth unless you move the news as close to the truth as you can. And yun yung ginagawa natin nung araw. In later episodes, kukwento natin kung paano natin ginagawa yon. Ano yung discipline ng news, ano yung discipline at ethics na sinunod natin. Sabi nga ni Danny kanina, kung sino-sino na lang ang nasa internet ngayon at sinasabi nila na journalist sila. So tayo naman, para like Jing Reyes said kanina, para naman magkaroon ng perspective yung mga nag-aaral ng journalism and communication
sa communication.
Sa perspective na pinanggalingan natin na we were guided by a code of ethics and we among ourselves guided each other, and we were guided by this very, very strict standard. Kaya hanggang ngayon, I can say personally, no, which is why up to this day, we respect each other as journalists. Because all of us lived that respect and lived the principles of the journalism that we did before. Pero, like I said, ang saya-saya nga natin na ginagawa na natin to ngayon. This is the first episode of the news team. Yung news team po, makikita nyo sa YouTube, sa Spotify, and sa TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just like and subscribe. So I'd like to thank my colleagues and my friends from all my life. No, this is the life I've known. No, Jing, any goodbyes for this first episode?
You know, I am just amazed at the longevity of
people,
our friendship. I remember ito hindi lang yung mga nasa podcast na ito ang nanatiling bahagi ng ating buhay. Marami pang iba na maaring hindi nakita sa camera o sa telebisyon na talagang malapit sa ating puso dahil nakasama natin sila ng matagal at nakatrabaho natin sila sa ABS-CBN. Walang kinalaman sa produksyong ito ang ABS-CBN, pero hindi natin maiiwasan na lagi siyang mabanggit, no? Because it's a constant presence, it's a constant in our lives, no? It still is kahit wala na tayo doon. And you know, I am just so grateful for all the lifelong friendships that we developed while in ABS. Grateful for all the lessons, the opportunities, and the fun times, the laughter, even the fights, the professional rivalries of the past. Remember, mga, oh my God, everybody wanted to be an anchor. At naalala ko pa na may mga mahan tayong ganyan. But, you know, sabi nga nila, with time, comes, I don't know, wisdom,
Yeah.
and I guess a different appreciation of each and every person that came into our lives. And so I am so happy to be doing this with you. I wouldn't have done this with anyone else, no? Kasi alam niyo naman ako, I was a reporter for a while, but I was never comfortable being on camera. I was always a worker behind the scenes, and yeah, this is something new to me. And by the way, I also would like to say, Jing Mag, that like you, my beginnings were in radio, although mine was very short. I started as my training in DCRJ when Angelo Castro.
Okay.
Doon ako nakasama ni Angelo, kaya ako nag-apply sa ABS when he moved from
okay.
CBN. Nakakatawa nga because I saw or I talked to RJ Jacinto after many years when he was campaigning for then candidate Duterte. And I reminded him that, in fact, he knew that I started with DCRJ, and he told me, "Oh, alma mater mo ang DCRJ, ha? Wag mong kakalimutan." Ganyan pa siya. And I told him, "Yeah, Mr. Jacinto, you still owe me my salary for 1 month."
Alam mo, Jane,
Nakakatawa lang yung mga ganon. Ano? But really, if it weren't for that short stint, I probably would never have applied job at ABS and never would have met you, amazing people. And I am just so thankful that we are still here and, we are doing this.
alam ko kung bakit hindi pwedeng on camera si Jing Reyes.
Bakit?
Mainitin ang ulo niya. Namumura ako.
True.
Ibig ko lang sabihin, kilala ko lahat kayo. Tama yun dahil lumaki tayo, tumanda sa isang kumpanya, that we were brought together there. Palagay ko na may rason, di ba? Why we were all brought together there. After a revolution, nagbe-build ng newsrooms, mga truth seekers and truth tellers, and guided by principles rather than we didn't work for the money.
Yeah.
We didn't work for
There
the
was
money.
no money.
There was no money, but we started.
Pero yung experience to, iba?
We started with that, di ba? Parang gusto kasi natin in the forefront of events unfolding and us telling people about it. So, feeling ko that kaya strong yung ating friendship Kasi we came together at a special time. And that we want to share with whoever wants to listen in to us.
Danny, ikaw.
Kasi alam mo, feeling ko lang, no? Ibig sabihin, even if we lost the franchise in 2020, talagang nandiyan pa rin yung mga loyal audience ng ABS-CBN na somehow, di ba, marami pa rin nagsasabi, I still miss yung mga dati rin natin na kumukover. So, the name nila Gas Abelgas, naririnig pa rin, gusto pa rin nila nakikita. So, somehow medyo, kahit pa paano, nagkaroon ng marka, di ba, to them, no? Kasi what is so disturbing kasi ngayon, sa nangyayari ngayon, di ba, ini-explain ko nga kanina, ang mga tao kasi ngayon, para mas napapaniwala pa sila ng mga vloggers. Parang, di ba, to the point, may mga nakikita ko, nagba-viral na mga comments na, wag na kayo manood ng ABS, wag na kayo manood ng mga ganito, GMA, whatever. Tapos, ito na lang ang paniwalaan nyo. And then, makikita mo yung alternative. Di ba, doon yung disturbing. Kaya, somehow, ito kahit papaano, in our modest way, makatulong tayo to inform kung ano talaga yung tama. Di ba? Yung truth-telling, di ba? Na somehow, kahit papaano, with your company, na talaga namang lahat somehow old school, talagang how we get the news properly, at saka with responsibility and accountability, yun yung talagang mas manaig. Lalo na we're facing an election, importante
May
kasi.
tatakbo ba sa inyo?
We're facing an election. Dapat di ba, we have to elect the right people there.
Pag may tatakbo sa inyo, out sa podcast na to.
Henry, ikaw naman. Any words to our audience to the people for our first episode.
Alam nyo, ngayon ko lang na-realize, lahat kayo dati kong boss eh. Ito, si James, si Charlie, si Danny, King Mag. Ibig sabihin ako pinakabata talaga dito sa group.
Okay, so
it's a great honor na mapasama sa grupong ito. Kung sasabihin natin experience, knowledge, ng pagbabalita, ito na eh. There was a time talaga na alam naman natin, hindi naman sa pagmamayabang ito, isa sa pinakamalaki talaga at ang laki ng impluwensya ng ABS-CBN News sa lalong-lalo na sa panahon natin, ano? Nagkaroon lamang nagkataon na wala yung franchise, pero itong mga taong ito ang nagtayo ng pundasyon ng ABS-CBN News. Kaya po, malaking karangalan ng mapasama sa grupo. At siguro tama nga dahil ang daming fake news na ang laki ng maitutulong ng karanasan at kaalaman ng The News Team.
Na-promote.
Bakit ka late? Kung boss mo kaming lahat, bakit ka late ngayon?
okay, thank you, Henry.
Loko lang, Henry.
I'd like to thank Henry.
Yun lang, talagang thank you.
Henry Umaga Diaz, Jing Reyes, Danny Bonifet, Chai Revilla. Madami pa ho kaming ibang kasama na wala dito. Hindi lang ho kami ito Kami lang yun nandito ngayon. Pero lahat ng mga kasama namin na nagtayo ng ABS-CBN News at nabuhay doon ng ilang dekada, makakasama ho namin dito sa The News Team. Ako po si James Magsaysay. Maraming salamat po.